Hello, everyone. I have an opportunity to talk to one of the mortgage experts. That's Mr. Florio. I invited him today over to ask some questions and see what's going on with the mortgage. Apparently, there is a mortgage that is been around for some times, and through my conversation with Mr. Florio, he brought it up, and I was curious, what is it? So I thought maybe I invite Mr. Florio today to ask him some of the questions. John, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and then tell me what is reverse mortgage?
Well, I work for a contractor, Designer Mortgages, which is a division of Verical Mortgages. We're one of the largest lenders in the marketplace. I'm an independent agent slash contractor, and I specialize in reverse mortgages for the organization. The reason I got into this particular field is that, as you can see from my hair color, I'm a mature agent with a track record of experience, and I tend to relate and able to discuss and understand the needs of what we may call our mature audience that are looking to get new products to help them with their financial situations out there in the marketplace.
Excellent. So what is reverse mortgage? I hear that from some people. I never dig into that. So I have you here to tell us exactly what do I mean by reverse mortgage?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I want to let you know that this product is offered in three major countries: Canada, the United States, and Britain, or Great Britain. Each country has their own rules, the do's and don'ts, and regulations. A lot of people hear about this particular product through their friends and families, but sometimes get the rules and regulations and the do's and don'ts confused by probably making comments or referring to things they heard about the mortgage business, and it has to do with US marketplace or British marketplace. The only thing I can tell you to keep this very simple, because we can go into the legal jargons, but no, I don't want to do that. I find that the simpler you keep the information, the better it is. Basically, a reverse mortgage in Canada is a financial solution that allows Canadians to convert their home equity into tax-free and payment-free cash, period. Nothing else to add to that. So it is a simple instrument of accessing cash by the equity you'll own in your home.
That was simple. I understand.
Very simple.
So who is the user? Who are you going to use? Is there any like age criteria? Tell me more about what.
Well, this particular product and the lenders that we utilize to provide the product is really looking after one market, and they've put some criteria and guidelines. These criteria are for people who are 55 plus, who are registered owners of the property in joint ownership, and they will normally take the younger of the two to use as their bar of qualifications, if you will. So let me give you a quick example. If you're 69 and your wife is 61, or the other way around, they will take the youngest person as a measure of qualifying you for whatever the amount they're willing to give you, which is dependent on a number of things: the type of home, the location of the home, and also the age, as I mentioned earlier, as well, of the people that are registered as the homeowners on this property.
And put some lights here in terms of stats. What kind of information do you have in terms of mortgage in Canada, age groups, and so on?
Well, let me give you some information of what we have up to date. I would probably say it's more 2023 information. After the industry surveyed Canadians in general, we know that 96% of Canadians who are 55 plus want to stay in their own home. They have no interest in moving somewhere else. It's a place they know, they feel comfortable, they build relationships in the neighborhood, and so on. Currently in Canada, there's about $1 trillion in home equity. That's a lot of money to be had, or is accessible, as I like to put it. Believe it or not, 22% of all retirees in Canada still are making mortgage payments. 66% of all retirees are still carrying credit card debt. 42% of homeowners in Canada are 55 plus. And 40% reverse mortgage growth is going to be what we look at the growth in 22, 23, and 24. So meaning that we see this market growing significantly. 40% was a number that we achieved in 2022, but we've not seen any slowdown in that particular marketplace. And right now, I can tell you that October 2023 was the highest volume of on record for the amount of people looking at this particular vehicle of cash availability or product or reverse mortgage.
And who can be qualified for this kind of mortgage? Has to be over 55 years old? Any job criteria, requirement?
Well, this is the interesting part, is that age is the main factor that they use to help you qualify for this. So the youngest on record or on record on the mortgage can be 55, but you can go from 55 onwards. If you have a spouse that's 45 and you're 55, unfortunately, that will not qualify you for, because you're both on title. If only one of you is on title, I think that we would have to have a little bit more in-depth discussion that where the lawyers will get involved in respect to, we have one owner, but he's married, his wife is not on title, but it's a matrimonial home. I think the answer will be no, it will not be able to happen. But so again, you have to have the youngest person to be 55, and then we can work our way up from there.
That's great. And can we find this reverse mortgage at any bank, or there is a special bank?
No, there's only a couple of lenders that do this. And right now, they're working closely with mortgage agents who want to specialize in this particular market. It is a growing market. It is a market that sometimes is ignored by real estate agents, respectfully to you and your cohorts, Ashton. But I think it's a real estate market that needs to be looked at a little bit more closely, because what you have here is not only does this product allow you to enhance your monthly cash flow, but it's also tax-free. It helps you eliminate debt. It can be taken in a lump sum or in installments. What the number one reason it's being used right now is helping the younger generations or families with down payments. That is the number one that I've seen in my portfolio that is being used. So what I mean by that is that a parent or a loved one that owns a home is interested in providing either their grandchildren or their children with some funds that they can help them buy their new home, given the circumstances or the scenarios we currently have in the marketplace. So a reverse mortgage, once it's approved and given to you, they don't really care, for lack of better words, what you do with the money. So you can lend it to a friend, you can lend it to a family member to buy a mortgage, or you can utilize it to go on vacation, world tour, buy a vacation home, buy your first motorcycle, whatever it is that you fancy. Those funds are yours because you've earned them. They're part of your equity, and you're removing them from your equity tax-free.
Excellent. That was honestly the first straightforward, simplest version of explanation that I've heard about reverse mortgage. Thank you very much, John Florio, for joining us today. And is there any number, any connections that anyone with question can get back to you and ask more questions?
Absolutely. I did want to leave one piece of information that's very important with anyone that's looking at this that is already receiving old age pension, CPP, RRSPs. This will not in any way affect those particular funds. It will not affect the RRSPs, the OAS, or anything else that you have incoming or has any effect on your tax returns. Financial planners are beginning to recommend this product significantly. I can be reached at 416-402-9097. And I can also be reached via my email, john@reversemortgageagent.ca, and my website is reversemortgageagent.ca. I would welcome, Ashton, to come back on your show to answer any other questions you may have. I would also like to do a bit of a follow-up, because I would like to talk about the cost in implementing this mortgage, or reverse mortgage, for lack of better words, sorry. And what are some of the other benefits that may be useful to you, given that our landscape of marriages and what we call now the gray area, the divorces that are happening, how that can help you if you are unfortunate enough to be in a divorce at this stage in your life, how you can utilize a reverse mortgage after the age of 55.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us today, and Mr. Florio, and I would looking forward to see you sometime soon.
Super. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.